Philippines is gearing up for one of the biggest aviation glow-ups in Asia. Not a renovation, not an expansion, an entirely new mega gateway built from the ground up, designed to shatter limitations and finally give Manila the modern airport it deserves. And here's the twist. This giant is set to partially open before 2030. Introducing the new Manila International Airport, a project so ambitious it practically walks into the Asia-Pacific aviation scene, wearing sunglasses and saying, "Move! I got this!" For decades, Manila has dealt with the headaches of an overworked NAIA, delays, congestion, complaints, and more memes than flight gates. So when the country finally committed to building a new gateway, it didn't aim small, it aimed historic. The first thing that makes this project jaw-dropping? It's not being built on traditional land. This airport is rising on an entirely new landscape, reclaimed land crafted out of Manila Bay, as part of a massive 12,000-hectare aerotropolis. We're talking residential zones, business districts, government centers, seaport access, industrial areas, the works. It's not just an airport. It's a whole ecosystem with a runway complex attached. And the scale is insane. The airport alone covers 2,500 hectares. That's the kind of size where you don't walk around the terminal. You take lifestyle breaks. But the land is only the beginning. The aviation firepower built into this project is where things start sounding like Manila is preparing for championship-level competition. Phase 1 will open with 2 parallel runways and a terminal capable of handling 35 million passengers annually, right out of the gate. Eventually, that grows into 4 massive parallel runways, something only the world's biggest airports can brag about. We're talking 240 aircraft movements per hour. That's not just reducing congestion, that's bullying it out of existence. And the engineering that made all this possible? Nothing short of cinematic. Drone shots from 2025 revealed the unbelievable transformation. What once looked like a patchwork of water, silt, and mangroves has now turned into a colossal, perfectly leveled plate of reclaimed land ready for mega infrastructure. Heavy dredging, multi-layer soil stabilization, flood defenses, everything engineered to handle the weight and demands of a modern aviation giant. But let's be honest, none of this would be happening if NAIA wasn't bursting at the seams. Manila's current airport was designed for 35 million passengers. In 2024, it saw over 50 million. At this point, NAIA doesn't just need help, it needs therapy. Delays became normal, lines became survival challenges, and passengers accepted chaos like it was part of the boarding procedure. Metro Manila needed relief, and it needed it yesterday. That's where Bulacan enters the chat, 22 miles north of Manila and ready to become the country's new international aviation front line. And make no mistake, the new Manila International Airport isn't here to be a backup plan. It's here to compete with the heavyweights. When fully expanded, it'll be capable of handling 100 million passengers annually, expandable up to 200 million. That puts it alongside the likes of Singapore Changi, Dubai International Airport, and Beijing Daxing, the global big dogs. The terminal itself? A 350,000 square meter smart, efficient, environmentally forward facility built for seamless travel. Streamlined check-in, modern security layouts, flexible gates, and aircraft landing paths oriented over the sea to reduce community noise. This is Manila stepping into the future with confidence. Not just fixing past issues, but raising the bar for what Philippine aviation can look like over the next 30 to 40 years. The momentum behind this airport signals something bigger than more flights. It signals transformation. Manila isn't just catching up, it's positioning itself to lead. And the future-proofing doesn't stop at the terminal. One of the biggest wins for the new Manila International Airport is its connectivity strategy. For the first time, a Philippine airport is being built with a full network of expressways and railway links planned from day one. That means direct access routes to Metro Manila, Central Luzon, Calabarzon, and even farther provinces. turning Bulacan from an airport site into a regional mobility powerhouse. This is the kind of setup where you can realistically land from an international flight and actually get home in a predictable amount of time. Yes, predictable. A concept that feels like science fiction to anyone who's tried driving from NE to QC during rush hour. Major expressways, new link roads, future railways, everything is being lined up so NMIA isn't just a place planes land. It becomes a launchpad for movement, trade, and economic activity across Luzon. And speaking of economics, this is where the airport shifts from cool infrastructure to national game changer. Once operational, it's expected to generate over 1 million direct and indirect jobs. Construction workers, technicians, engineers, hospitality staff, airline crews, freight handlers, logistics specialists, an entire economy begins pulsing around it. Businesses will cluster nearby. Investors will follow the flow of people and goods. Tourism will spike from having an airport that finally matches global expectations. This is how cities rise. This is how regions break ceilings. Airports aren't just travel hubs, they're economic engines. Manila is finally upgrading from diesel to jet fuel. And beyond passengers, the cargo impact is massive. The Philippines has been pushing to grow its logistics, manufacturing, e-commerce, and export capabilities. But NIA's cargo capacity has been a choke point for years. With NMIA's expanded airside facilities, broader runways, modern cargo terminals, and access to port infrastructure, freight movement can finally scale. That means quicker shipments, more competitive pricing, stronger supply chains, and more opportunities for both local and international businesses. In short, what moves through the airport moves the economy. And this whole project is being built with long-term vision. Not 5 years, not 10. They're thinking 30 to 40 years ahead. From green airport standards to mitigation of noise by routing flights over the sea, from smart technology integration to operational flexibility for future aircraft, the idea is simple. Build a gateway that keeps up with global change instead of constantly needing to catch up. It's the Philippines making a statement. We're preparing for the world that's coming, not the world we're leaving behind. And maybe the most revealing part? The confidence behind it. You don't build 4 parallel runways unless you expect the region to boom. You don't design a 200 million passenger capacity unless you expect the Philippines to command serious global mobility. You don't plan an aerotropolis unless you're building tomorrow's economy. This airport is more than steel and concrete, it's symbolic. It's the country breaking out of decades of aviation bottlenecks and stepping into a future where scale, efficiency, and ambition are the baseline. In the coming years, as the terminals rise, the railways come together, and the runways take shape, the new Manila International Airport will become the new face of Philippine travel. A place where travelers no longer dread layovers. A place where Filipino hospitality can shine the way it was always meant to, supported by infrastructure worthy of the people it serves. And when the first flights take off before 2030, the world will see a different Manila. A Manila that didn't settle for patching old systems. A Manila that built something bold, massive, and ready for the next generation. If you're excited to see the Philippines stepping into this new era, and you want more updates on the projects shaping Asia's future, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Big things are coming, and you definitely don't want to miss what's about to take off next.